Good morning. My name is John Kinseth. I'm the Deputy City Manager here in the City of Decatur. Today is April 17th, and we're here today to talk about the community update for the COVID-19 crisis that we're currently under. As you all are aware at this point that we are still under stay-at-home orders from the governor, at least through the end of the month at this point, April 30th. Just under a couple of weeks to go. The city and the state strongly encourages that you wear face coverings whenever going out in public, particularly in places that is harder to maintain social distancing like gas stations and grocery stores. This is not a vanity issue nor a comfort issue. Please consider the face covering as a sign of respect for your fellow Americans. We wear these masks to protect others from ourselves. As of Monday, April 20th, face coverings will be required at the Decatur public transit when utilizing the Decatur public transit system. At this time, we do not have the number of PPEs necessary to provide these to our passengers, so you are expected to be creative and create your own face covering, which will be covered later. If you have not already done so, please go online and complete your 2020 census to ensure that we get everyone counted and we get the resources that we deserve for the next 10 years moving forward. The city is moving forward and moving more and more of our services online so that we can continue to serve our constituents during this crisis and beyond. While the number of cases and deaths here in Macon County are still low, one case is too many, and we need to be prepared for these numbers to continue to grow. We are likely still on the front side of this curve, and the worst may not be here as of yet. The Illinois Attorney General and the Decatur Police Department is advising residents of a significant uptick in scammers preying on people during this time in an effort to get your stimulus check. Beware and know that the IRS will not call and ask you for your personal information or your bank account information over the phone. Now is the time to plan and prepare for what it means when you or someone in your household should become ill, could become ill with the virus. If you are a parent, things to consider is who will take care of your kids should you need to be hospitalized? Who will take care of your pets? These are individual plans that every Decatur household needs to begin to think about as we continue to move forward. Looking across the national landscape, you are starting to hear of a gradual reopening of the economy. Though we do not know when it will be right for the state of Illinois, and more importantly, when it'll be right for the city of Decatur, it is something that we are beginning to discuss. Yesterday, the governor announced that anyone that has symptoms and wants a COVID-19 test can now get one. Go to coronavirus.illinois.gov for more information and for testing locations. One thing is for certain, that everybody wants to reopen the economy and get back to life as normal. But this is going to be a phased approach to a new normal. It is safe to assume that face coverings, social distancing, and bans of large group will likely be a part of the new normal for a year or more. In an effort to gather community temperament and input on assistance and individual adherence to CDC recommendations, the city will be putting out a community survey within the next couple of days. This survey will help to guide the mayor and the city council and other community leaders on what resources are needed and what a soft opening of our local economy will ultimately look like in the coming weeks and months ahead. I'd like to introduce Amber Garwood from SIU Medicine, who will discuss further some of the numbers and the health implications for the COVID crisis that we are currently in.
Good morning. My name is Amber Garwood. I'm a family nurse practitioner at SIU Family Medicine here in Decatur. The current numbers that we have in Macon County are 43 confirmed COVID cases, with 33 being at Fairhavens and 6 deaths. So today what we'd like to talk about is appropriate PPE use in public. As stated before, come Monday, you will be required on public transit to wear face coverings. So I'd like to cover appropriate use of face masks and gloves while out in public, both of which I've seen and will continue to see over the upcoming weeks. When you put on your face mask, one of the things that you need to remember is to use the strings or the elastic on the side. You put it over your nose and over your mouth. You need to then form it with your face so there's not a lot of gap on the side. One of the ways that you can do that, if it isn't tight enough, is you can utilize a paper clip in the back to make it tighter. The other thing that I have seen a lot of is gloves, which is great. Put on your mask first, then gloves. When you're going to the grocery store, one of the things that you need to remember when you have gloves on is that they can be contaminated with everything that you touch. So utilizing the cart as your neutral zone is very effective. So don't answer your phone while you're in the grocery store. Don't touch your face. Don't adjust your glasses. Make sure that once you have your gloves on, they stay stationary on the cart. Another tip that we have for going to the grocery store is if you go down an aisle and there are multiple people down that aisle, please go down a different aisle. We don't want a lot of people congregating. Remember, 6 feet of distance. That's a pretty significant distance, and if there are 10 people down an aisle, that's too many. So go to the following aisle. Once you have gotten all your groceries and you're checking out, one of the other things that you probably will be touching is a credit card. You're also maybe touching the pen pad, so keep that in mind. Continue your gloves or bare hands, either way. But again, if you don't have gloves on, make sure that you are going back to your neutral zone and not touching your face. Once you touch your credit card, you check out, you go out to your car to unload your groceries. When you're doing that, I would still have your gloves on or your bare hands. That's fine. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And unload your groceries. You still have your mask on. Someone who could come up and take the grocery cart from you. You may not be able to maintain that 6 feet of distance. When you're done doing that, you take your cart to the return. One of the things that you could do at that point is take off your gloves if they're disposable and throw them away. Please don't throw them on the ground. The grocery store employees have a lot to do, and picking up gloves is a hazard for them as well, so please throw them away. Now, if you go to the return and there isn't a garbage can, one of the things that you can do, one of the things I recommend that you do is keep a bag in your car. Make sure that it's paper, not plastic, for the reasons that we're going to state. When you take your gloves off, and sometimes you might use some winter gloves that you can wash, which again is appropriate. However, when you take them off this way, and you put them here in the garbage bag for you, or if they can be washed, you will eventually put them in your washing machine. Once you're in your car, you can also take off your mask, but you take off your gloves first, because remember, you don't want to touch your gloves to your face. You then will take off your mask, same thing, you can put it here in your bag. Now, if both of these items are washable, you can then take it home and dump it straight into your washing machine without ever having to touch it. Now, if it is not washable, then you can just throw it away. Again, not ever touching anything that is in the bag. One of the other things that we recommend is that you have either hand sanitizer or wipes in your car. So once you get in your car, you will use the sanitizer on your hands, even though they've been gloved. We recommend that. Anything you've touched inside your car, you can wipe that off very quickly. Your credit card, you could sanitize that, as well as your car keys that have been touched with their gloves. Just remember to dispose of the gloves appropriately, and the mask, we don't want them on the ground. I hope that this helps. It was just a short demonstration so you are more confident in public with your personal protective equipment. Remember to stay safe, socially distanced, 6 feet apart, check on your elderly, and if you don't feel well, stay home.